This here is going to be a replay of one of my more recent duels between my scrap deck and Mr. Duel Partner's Utopia deck, number 39 Utopia. Number 39 Utopia is considered by many to be generally a very meta deck due to how big a pain it can be to fight. It's one of the standard meta decks because of its abilities. When a monster declares an attack, you can detach one material from this card, negate the attack, and if this has no, fancy, no materials, then you can destroy the card that's attacking. Now, normally when I see Utopias, I tend to just surrender because there's very rarely do you actually fight one and win. But I had a decent hand, so I figured I'd give it a shot. In this case, I started off with Scrap Raptor, use its ability to self-destruct it, allowing me to use Scrap Factory's ability to special summon a monster from my deck. And I also had Supply Squad, which lets me draw a card. I was able to put down Scrap Iron Scarecrow, which is able to negate attacks. Unfortunately, he had something which negated that, so I'm able to use the various effects I have to special summon Scrap Dragon. I get rid of it to summon my most powerful card in my scrap deck, Scrap Wyvern. I don't know how you pronounce that. Regardless, I use the effect of it to special summon, or I try to use it to special summon my Scrap Dragon back. Unfortunately, he kind of kicked my ass there. It was here where I was thinking about giving up because, let's face it, what was I going to do? But then I remembered that I was a little piece of shit. So I placed out Scrap Goblin because of its inability to freaking die, and go from there. As you can see, it cannot be destroyed by battle damage. For some reason, it didn't self-destruct like it should have. I don't know why. I don't know if that was a bug, or an effect, or what have you. Unfortunately, I can't do anything right now because they're both tuners. I could have special summoned from my extra deck the other Scrap Wyvern. I probably should have, now that I'm thinking about it, but I didn't. I think at this point I was trying to go for a Synchro Summon, but just didn't have the proper cards on the field to do so, he's able to upgrade his second Utopia card into a Utopia Prime, which is a damn good card. Then he's able to upgrade it once more into Utopia the Lightning, which is another bullshit card because it has the ability to cannot activate card effects until the end of the battle phase. But I have two Supply Squads. Using both of them, I'm able to get some more stuff onto the field. And again, he's incapable of defeating me through battle. There is when the effect activates, which allows me to special summon something using Scrap Factory. And using Scrap Goblin, I'm able to get Scrap Raptor back into my hand. I special summon Scrap Hunter, thinking I can get a level 7 out. But around here is where I started, changing my mind and had a plan start, actually coming up. Like, I actually had something in my mind that I was like, okay, how am I going to do this? This might actually work. So using all four effects, I'm able to get a card from my deck, put it in my hand via Scrap Raptor, in this case, Scrap Chimera, special something using Scrap Factory, and then draw two cards. I'm able to place down Draining Shield, realizing now it wouldn't do anything thanks to number S39. Using Scrap Wyvern's power, I'm able to special summon him, destroy that card, use the effect, and this is where things get interesting. Because using the effect of Scrap Wyvern, I'm able to destroy one of his Utopia cards. Then, using Scrap Dragon, I'm able to destroy his other Utopia card. Now, this is when I realize I've won. Because This never happens to a Utopia deck. Not often, at least, because Utopia decks are entirely based around getting Utopia the Lightning out, which completely negates all trap and spell effects from, affecting enemy monsters. But it also screws with using Utopia. It's able to just cancel out attacks. So here I'm able to special summon my other boss monster, Scrap Twin Dragon. Not as awesome as Scrap Dragon because it's not quite as potent, but still useful. Higher attack, but the effects aren't quite as potent as Scrap Dragon. Here's where I get kind of pissed off because he's able to destroy my other Scrap Wyvern, which is really useful. But at this point, it doesn't really matter because I've basically won. I'm not trying to sound, like, oh, I've won, ha ha ha. No, I mean that as I've figured things out here where I know what I'm going to be doing from here on out. Using the effect, I'm able to special summon my second Scrap Dragon from my deck. Using the effect, I'm able to get rid of one of my cards that let me draw a card. Using that effect, I'm able to make it to where he won't be able to destroy my Scrap Factory, and I go in for the kill, just in case he had something up his sleeve. The main reason I put the counter on the card was just in case he did have something in his hand or something up his sleeve, which I've gotten used to because, let's face it, most meta decks do have a some sort of hand trap or hand spell which does some bullshit. Anyway, that was my duel against a Utopia deck using only a Scrap deck. It's a decent Scrap deck, don't get me wrong. But yeah, hope you liked the video and hope to see you again.